Thanks. Here, let's provide a little bit of backstory. Welcome to the show. Our what's the word for it? Our spin-off show of our other show. So psyched to have everybody here. We just streamed on a completely different Twitch stream that I have, and just kind of did that for a little while. So we weren't technically late. We're just really, really bad at this. It's not absolutely no good. Maybe the least helpful thing we could do. But we're here now. I'm Dean. With me, as always, is Ishmael here. Psyched to have him. Ish, how you been?
I've been living, loving, dreaming. Been pretty good overall.
And so in this show, we're answering the world's questions about D&D. We're trying to find any way that we can help your average Joe, and trying to support the good D&D folks of the world in their mission to provide better games for all the nerds that are sitting at their table. That's what we want to do. So if anybody has questions that they want, if Elephant, if you're thinking about running anything anytime soon, or just have stuff you want to know about the game, feel free to ask away. What we've done is gathered up over the last couple of weeks the coolest questions we could find from like Reddit and other stuff, people asking questions about how to make good games. And as Ishmael and I have 70 years of D&D experience between us, we figured we are smug enough to think that we could answer those questions for people.
So smug.
We're smug. So let's start right off the bat. The first thing that we have, we're the least smug people, the most humble people. So the first question that we have is from Reddit. Somebody named Guy has written it in, and they ask, so our group has always had a DMPC, a DM player character. Always used them to bridge the gap between the DM and the story and to help the DM guide the players if ever needed. However, for my upcoming open campaign, I wanted to move away from that to ensure that the players have total autonomy. So, Ishmael, for the second time today, do you have any advice around DMPCs? They are famously maligned. They're the tool of the arrogant narcissist DM who wants to run and win their own game, famously. So let's trash talk these tools of the oppressor like everybody else. What are your thoughts on DMPCs?
They are the best. No. Plot twist. I like some. Quite a bit. Here's the thing. Does that just mean I'm a narcissist? Maybe. But mainly it means I have a nuanced view and experience actually playing this game. So I would say that a DMPC is quite often a very useful tool at the table. It can, in the wrong hands, can be used as a cudgel of narcissism and power tripping. But if that's the case, there will be other signs, and you should leave that game and not play with that person. It won't just be a DMPC who is the best character at the table. What you should use a DMPC for, what I've used them for, is to have someone who can help guide the players, guide the characters when they are at a crossroads, which will be frequent and often. And so many times people playing this game come from their lives, their work, their school, their chores, their children, they don't, they're not in the headspace of a DM who's been working on this thing for a week and has a game ready for you to go and all this. So a lot of times people are like, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know where we're going. And a DMPC can help guide you like this way. We're going, it's this way or that way. You guys choose, I'm just here, and so they can be very helpful that way. And I think they're a good tool.
The ability to answer questions in character is super valuable as well. I think that's the bit that is
Yes.
Underestimated. You certainly could. I think a lot of DMs use the D&D space or any RPG space to essentially tell players about a book they read. That is just very frequent where somebody will be like, okay, so what are the guys that are attacking them? And you go, these are the Zhentarim. The Zhentarim are a sort of anti-Bane focused Templar, and you'll just talk about what you think is a cool fantasy set of characters, which is fine because certainly some of what this thing is hanging out and talking about nerd stuff with people who like it, and that's perfectly fine, I guess. But the ability to interact with somebody in character, it puts the onus on you as the DM to answer things in a timely and reasonable manner that feels like someone would do it. If someone says, who are these guys that are attacking us? And you are a person that exists in this world, are some, lieutenant or whatever, then you can then you would answer how you would, that you can go, they're the Zhentarim, and an incredibly unpleasant group of religious zealots. Done. You're done with that sentence now. You've answered the question. Yes, that's them, and here's their overall deal, and you move on to the next sentence. And it creates a space where you can guide the players, answer their questions, and present options to them, again, in character, in a way that would not immerse people, as Elephant here says. You certainly could, as a DM, just be like, you can go down road A or you can go down road B. Or if you are actually a person that is there, you can say, as their other little guard guy, can go, the road to the left looks awfully swampy and it's probably going to get worse as it goes along. However, I know the road to the right down there and it's full of bandits regularly, but it's your call. And now you just presented a quest in character. Rules. Everybody likes it.
Yep.
So we aren't on the anti-DMPC train. We like it a lot here. It helps with immersion. It helps with common lore knowledge. I really like having Elephant here as a backup too, because it's like Elephant here has run some games. Elephant here has run a game that stays with me to this day, of like just presenting a setting as it was, and when the characters sort of appropriate to this, the like quest giver person was in there telling us what to do, and at some point we the players were like, I don't want to do what this person says. I don't like them. They're like trying to get us to like help the rich of this place and fight the poor, and I'm not interested in that. I want to fight them. And only then, out of character, was she like, okay, like do that then. Like, why are you talking to me? Like, go ahead, So I think it can be super valuable to keep things in play, in character, as often as possible, and DMPCs are incredibly valuable for that. Now that we've ripped off the Band-Aid and said DMPCs are actually great, I'll tell you more about it, Elephant, because I guarantee I could get you to it. It's the one where you... I'll get into it. I will make you remember, I swear. But now we've ripped up the Band-Aid and said DMPCs are good, actually. What do we think? How do we think you should construct them? Because I do think that there is a hack to that. How can you make a character that can help guide the party, but not be the world's biggest swinging hog that is the most important character? I think being them subordinate as a premise is important. I very frequently will have this character be kind of a right-hand man. If anybody's watched our real show, Rayhan is exactly that. Somebody who's a guide, an advisor, a troubleshooter, the person that you have immediately to the right that you tell what you need to get done and when, is great for that. I also think a classic old is very valuable. You've done that in games, I know.
Yep, that's what I've used. I use Cyrus, the old one. He's a straight homage to the Dungeon Master character, who's pretty much a DMPC himself in the animated series Dungeons and Dragons from the early 1980s. Little old guy with red robes and long white hair, and just comes in and talks to the players and gives them advice and things they should do and probably quests they should do. And so my character was similar to that. He was less magical, but very similar vibe. And he's an old and can't do much, in terms of all that.
Yeah, I think having them be able to not do much is important. You still want the PCs to be the core of it, the people getting things done. So yeah, you making them not people who could get things done on their own. I mean, even the original DMPC, Gandalf is the original one of this, and he's an extremely old dude who can use a sword okay. Don't let any, a bunch of nerds making 10,000 word articles about how awesome and demigod powerly he is tell you otherwise. He is just an old dude. That is his. Elephant disagrees, and I'm here for it. I watched the videos too about how he's some super powerful Meyer or whatever, and I think that he is sandbagging a little bit in the stories. That's clearly definitely true. But I also think that there's a thing in his story about how magic seems to only really affect other magical things. So it's not as if he could just come face to face with 20 orcs and magically take them on with lasers. I think he could take on magical enemies that are very powerful because he has magic, but it's almost like he's digital or something. He's a hacker and some of the people in this world are robots or something. Anyway, I'm way off base.
Yeah. You brought up
Gandalf drives the plot.
Yes, mainly
pushes people where they are. And like a good DMPC, in my opinion, cannot do it themselves. And in fact, are less capable than most members of the party. Now, obviously, original literal fellowship has a bunch of children essentially that are attached to them. But I mean the real people, your Aragorns and your Legolases and stuff like that.
And Boromir.
Also, as Elephant correctly says, in fairness, as the actual DM Tolkien of that story, probably just the fattest hobbit would actually be the closest to an actual DMPC in that game, as Tolkien literally wrote of himself, "I am a hobbit." It's just how he actually viewed himself. So, them, directing things in games, it when they're less powerful than the actual main party members. I think those are very important things. With those things in there, anything else that you feel like isn't being addressed?
No, that's the gist of it. I think that's how they can be utilized to a very effective capability for the story, for the game.
All right. Let's move on to our second question of the evening. And this one is a spicy one.
Okay.
This is some nut stuff, but I wanted to read it. So someone posted this question in Reddit, and let's see how much we can engage with it without absolutely just shredding this person to smithereens.
Sure. Okay. All right. I got it.
The character, Sword of the Goddess, writes D&D. Long story short, I need to almost TPK the party to end a campaign with my big boss person intending to reset the timeline at the end of the fight. So the party needs to lose, but I want to try to make the fight feel fun. I'm going to give a little more context because there's a lot of madness in that. I'm not going to read this entire thing, but we'll hit the broad strokes of it.
Please.
They say, hi, I am running a time-looping magical girl-inspired campaign, which is set in the modern day in a world similar to our own. They're using D&D for some reason, though. This is their second time running a homebrew campaign, their second time DMing, and they're about 6 out of 12 sessions in so far, they're thinking. And they want to make a hopeless boss fight to basically guarantee a TPK, but still have it be fun. They want their boss, the big enemy, to wipe out everyone in the party except for one person, as that person is some sort of time traveler and is aware that there will be a party killing event. And they want this boss to kill everyone and then reset time to like start everything over and end the campaign. And then if the players want, they can do a season 2 with like reset, rechanged up timelines in this new game.
Mm-hmm.
They say when it comes to retreating, lots and lots of words, and then they say escape in this situation would be impossible. Okay. And I could read more, but I think that we can give a little something there. What they want to know is not is it a good idea to do this, but how to do it. So let's address that first. This is an incredibly terrible idea. Do you even follow the thing that like I'm putting out? Is it like inherently baffling? Let me know out there, because it's a huge wall of text. I'm trying to sum up as best as I can. They want a big boss to go, yeah, you can't defeat me. I'm in charge of time. Kill them all except one person, the specialist person, who then, when the boss restarts the universe and resets time, that one person is the only person left over who they were before. Then everybody's, I guess, going to make new characters and they'll start over in what is in some sense nominally the same game. And how can they make that big end fight still exciting, even if the PCs are guaranteed to lose it and cannot escape? Thoughts? Thoughts out there in the chat?
Woo, man. Okay. All right. I'm going to start with this is how. All right. I'm going to start with yes, this is a terrible idea, but at face value, this is a bad idea. Just in its implementation. But I'm going to start with some threads to work with of why they're even doing this, or why they think this is a good idea. I should say that. Why they're doing this is deep rooted.
It's a deep rooted problem within them.
within them. But because it's obviously it's about control. Sorry, if that this person hears this, like you could let go a little bit.
I will even maybe stand up for them a little and say that that isn't necessarily true. I think that a lot of early on DMs can just get caught in the mindset of like wanting to tell a specific story. And Groundhog's Day is cool. Groundhog's Day might be my favorite comedy in the world. I can totally see being like, this would be so cool, and picturing it as a movie in your head and then being like, I'll get there.
Right.
So it might not be about control. It might just be about inexperience and desire to like make something be the way they want.
Right. No, I get that. And I used to have that when I was a young child. I had a Star Wars thing, and I had a scenario that I wanted to play out. This was when I was like 6 years old, and I wanted to play out exactly this way. And I was playing with my brothers, and they were just doing their own thing. And I got extremely upset. And I was like, you gotta. And I was crying to my mom, like, they're not doing the thing that they're supposed to. This is, and basically I just wanted to reenact the scene from Empire Strikes Back of when Han is frozen in carbonites. And they're like, they're like, blah, 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 because they're boys, kids. And that taught me a lesson. That was a very valuable lesson. When I was 6, I was like, oh, I can't control how people play. When I play with people, I can't control their behavior. And I can't, I have a thing in my head what I want, but it, I can't guarantee that they're going to do it. So, but to go back to what I'm thinking what they, mainly this is all coming from Sailor Moon. This is the narrative device that Sailor Moon uses, is that, and this is in tiny broad strokes. Don't blast me with lunar beams.
I can't correct anything you're going to say, so don't stress about it.
But in Sailor Moon, the sailors, Jupiter, Mars, and Mercury, Venus, and Sailor Moon, they fight the bad guys, and then they usually often die. They all die except for, I assume, Sailor Moon, maybe one other person in a twist once, but usually she lives. And I don't know if it's time travel, but basically they're all reborn again. She brings them all back to life. But it's through like lunar love magic and stuff. That's 100% what this thing is where it's coming from, the Genesis. Just like my thing with when I was 6 and I wanted to reenact The Empire Strikes Back. This person wants to redo some Sailor Moon big redos, and do that whole like, and that might be a thing again. If I knew Sailor Moon a little bit more, I would be 100% on this, and then do a Groundhog's Day of like, now all the characters except for one has or don't have the memories, and they're going to redo the whole thing over. But one character does have these memories from a previous timeline, and thus can prepare to fight the big bad in a more effective way, and so on, and like, and so on.
Yo, okay. Hey, straight up, that's the answer. You've just found the answer. Okay. The answer is Groundhog's Day of how to do this. So you could, I would find it reasonable if they make this fight very, let's call it, unfair. This boss is over leveled, overstated, overstrong, and is almost certainly going to annihilate this party.
Right.
Then, I guess in some way through this magical time traveler's magic, I guess, I don't care about that. However you decide to do it, when the party is beaten, you start back, And then you know who you're dealing with. They aren't going to level up anymore. They are an existing, you guys are level 3. Big boss is level 14. Like it annihilated you that first time around. But now you know how they operate, the sort of spells or whatever that they use or have access to, where they are, the abilities that they have. They are much more powerful than you. You, however, are groundhogging. So you have the advantages of a groundhogger. So the second time that you battle them, it will be on your terms with the materials you got to like have the edge on them. I honestly think that I would find a lot of fun in that. That if you get annihilated once and you're like, this person is massively over leveled. They're like, yes, that is true. Well, take another shot at it now that you know what's up. I could find some fun in that.
Mm-hmm.
Elephant, I will mention, says a little something while we were exploring like what the motivations for this are. And I think this is real deal. Mentions that a big part of it might be them wanting to do another game, but not wanting to like make up all new stuff, which everybody who runs lots of games recycles tons of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does it. I've used the town Freedale in, I'm going to guess, like 70% of all games that I've ever done. It came in the little like D&D red box I got when I was a little baby, and I just use it all the time. If you ask me immediately, like, where are we in a game? I'm gonna go Freedale, and then because I know the stuff there. DMs rehash and reuse things all the time, and I think this person maybe is just new enough that they don't quite know it.
Yeah, they're like, it's literally gonna be a different timeline. That's how reuse. I'm gonna do this thing.
Yes, that will excuse why the bartender is always Jughead and the principal is always whatever else, whatever all the other people.
Whatever. Yeah. No, that's a fair, good insight.
I think that's real.
Yeah.
And the closest I could give to help there is just you have permission to just reuse stuff. Nobody cares. In fact, players really like it and get weird and lost like the show, that if they meet the same bartender in a different game with the same name, who's the same person, they'll be like, wait, so these are connected. It's like a multiverse. And whatever. I mean, you can figure that shit out 9 months from now.
Sure. Start talking to them. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
I'm feel like there's maybe a little more meat on the bone.
I do have a question for you. So are you saying in their scenario that all the players would remember? I think that's what I was hearing from you.
I am saying that, yes.
Yeah, right. So there you go. Now that would be a true test if this person, whose idea of what this person is saying is correct, me, you, or Elephant, of like exactly. And I dollars to donuts, I would bet that they would give there be some pushback. Like, no, they all need to forget except for the one special character.
Yes.
I would love it if I'm wrong and you're right. Like, if they would be like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, if they would take your advice. I think your advice is very good for this specific scenario of a solution. Like that, your thing sounds pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
And I guess, boy, let's try and hack it for a minute, because so this idea sucks. We all think it sucks. Nobody likes it. But sometimes great genius is created this way. If this person is like, my question is how to make this fight good. Not if this idea is good. I'm doing it.
Right.
How to make this fight that the party will lose and only one of them will win for some reason. Mm-hmm. How to make that entertaining. And we've already done this where we've been like, it's a terrible idea. And they said, I'm doing it. How is there anything in there to make it entertaining?
You again, you can put in, you got to do some work, my friend, a DM out there. if you put in some Easter eggs is maybe the wrong term, but if you put in some nuggets, some MacGuffins in this fight, that when the things are reset, that you can again, to Dean's point, that the players find in the second timeline, this will retroactively make this fight better. Of like, I have the crystal shard now. This was in the fight. But that's a very heady answer. I know. I assume you want how to make this fight fun in the immediate. So perhaps I think
I've got a
Yeah.
bad pitch, which is it's something, which is I think MacGuffin is a good idea. That if they win the fight against this person, but while they're like crawling away all beaten and stuff, they reach up and smash the time diamond that restarts all this stuff. That would feel a lot better to me
Yeah.
than
You have to.
yeah, than just like I beat the shit out of you because I always could, and you were never going to be able to defeat me. I'm impossibly strong, and for some reason, that never came up before now.
Listen to me, my DM friend out there. Yeah, there he is. Look at that face.
He's great.
I've been spending all my life to become this guy. Almost there. I see, distracted me. Dang it.
Sorry. Listen to me, my DM friend, you said.
Yeah, you gotta believe me when I say this. You might not have a lot of games underneath you. There are people actually playing the game with you. These people have their own psyches and motivations. They will hate a lose scenario. A scenario, they will hate it. They will not feel in the while it's happening. They will not enjoy it. Because especially a lot of the conceits of what this game is supposed to be, of like there could be anything at all times, possibilities and choices. And if you are taking that away in a very overt demonstration, people can sense that, they can intuit it, and they will feel it, and they will know it as it is happening to them. And they're like, well, why can't I do this? I'm trying to do this thing. Why can't I teleport out of here? Why can't I sneak away? I can't hide. I can't move. I can't, fly out of here. I can't call my great horse. We can't, all these type of things like escape, da 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 da. Because yeah. So people they'll get very 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 upset. So you should probably listen to Dean. Like, have it be a real fight. Have the guy be very very powerful. And there's options. There's lots of options. It doesn't have to just be this one way. Have him be very powerful, and then have it so that he legit has lots of ways to trap people. But if players actually do find ways to escape, let them escape. And when they're escaping, boom, the crystal diamond of time still explodes and resets. You can still have your thing of like, we're going to reset the timeline, but don't have it so that everybody has to die except for one player.
Yeah. Elephant there coming in pretty much with a summary of what we're saying. At the end of the day, nobody likes a fight they 100% can't win. No one will like this. Don't do it. Everyone will be sad. Listen to it. It's shouting. Listen to it.
Cool.
Okay.
Excellent. That's
I think that's as answered as we possibly could.
Yeah.
How about one last fun one,
Okay.
and then we'll do a little old school review.
All right.
Okay, here's the last one. This is the one that's most interesting to me of all the questions this week. From Davide.
Davide.
My player keeps adding stuff to his character's background during sessions. Says, so I'm DMing a campaign for a long time. One of my players is a bit edgy and plays an edgy character right up Ishmael's alley.
Woo! My word. Look at this. Edgelord. What power.
Get rid of him. He says the original background for his character is that he's fleeing from an assassin's guild he was born into.
I love it.
Not only born into it, but he's the heir of the founder and was supposed to become the master, but escaped and whatever else. DM approves it. Then a few months into playing, he tried to scare some guards, the player did, by saying, you know who I am. My guild has agents everywhere in the city. And the DM, I stopped him and told him to remember that we'd established his guild has influence over a small territory far away from the city, and asked him if he was bluffing. Player said okay, and did bluff the guy, and it worked.
Okay.
After that episode, similar stuff happened. He claimed his guild has agents amongst pirates in all the seas. He once randomly dropped that his character has brothers, some other stuff. And I, the DM, said adjustments to your background need to be discussed off game. I can be fine if you drop something little during a session, like you had a friend in school you used to play with, but saying out of the blue that your character has connections all over the world or describing how much influence your guild has is world building. At one point, he even changed the fact that he escaped the guild to the old guild master wanted my cousin as a successor, so I started traveling to become strong enough to claim my guild, completely changing the tone of the character. I talked to him and managed some of this, but but he still sometimes adds stuff out of the blue just to win. What do you all think?
That's an interesting one. Yeah.
Elephant comes in immediately with a declaration that he is developing himself into a character, it sounds, with delusions of self-importance, which is, I think, right off the bat, a reasonable way to play this. The first way to play this, which the DM kind of did, although there is clearly quite a bit of resistance to it, we can say, was to be like, well, that's a bluff because we don't do it. And then kind of turn this guy into a little bit of a Han Solo, someone who's doing just like keep to this background, but roll with what they're doing. You should never stop what they're doing unless it's deeply wild, which this is not.
Right.
So if he says, like, we have agents all over these 12 seas, that's a Han Solo. That's a whatever fucking Johnny Depp's name is when he's a pirate. Hero characters regularly kind of big up themselves. That's a regular hero trick. So that's one option right off the bat. Ish, any thoughts?
That's funny. You went to those are two good examples of hero characters that do that in fiction. And in my head, when I was hearing this, I was, because he's an edgelord, and maybe that's why, I don't know exactly, but I was thinking of Heath Ledger's Joker as a character who's like, you want to know how I got these scars? He just keeps making up these stories to impress or intimidate people. But generally, you're much closer with the Johnny Depp pirate thing, whatever his name is, and Han Solo of like braggadocio and like I'm once, exactly. Look at this guy. You know, Han Solo, like, you know, you've never heard of the Millennium Falcon. You know, it made the Kessel
I mean,
Run.
the Kessel Run, 9 parsecs.
You know, should I have? Exactly. Great response. So yeah, and I would that was my first advice is keep leaning into like it's a bluff thing. Like you just yes and him like oh you these are just the bluffs you keep doing, you know.
But
That's
it sounds like you had a second reaction.
but that was but then, you know, I guess as it keeps going, if you really it all depends. I guess I would have to see this person in play and or know them, I guess, personally a little bit more. If they really are serious and if it's very crucial to them, to this edgy player character, if they really need to keep changing and changing in more power and changing their the character's background so that it affects the game in a power play kind of way.
Here's where I'm going to come down, and it's okay if nobody agrees with me. This player's right. This DM is wrong, and this player's right, as is almost always the case. All the player's actions, while they are being framed as being a thing that is like increasing his power or making him a big deal or whatever, and certainly that is very likely the motivation. One way or another, though, what we've been directly told here is that the player has said, I am like a former assassin from some Assassin's Guild. That's my backstory. That's my whole backstory. That's everything that I am. And the DM has then reframed that to the thing that you're from is from a faraway place with a tiny little group and doesn't affect anything here. That's wrong.
Right.
That is a negation of this person's input into what this game is.
Yeah.
If this person if this player had had a lot of eloquence and an ability to like advocate for themselves, they would say, no, he's not from a faraway place. He's from wherever we are doing the game, and they're relevant wherever we're doing the game. And this guild master that's hunting me and that took my family's, that took over my crime family, Don Corleone is here in this city, and he wants to kill me here where I am and exist as a character in this player, as a player at this table. He wants to be a part of the story. He wants to participate in the story, and he wants to be the story. He wants the story to be something that he is a part of. So these are not things that a DM should reject. Every single one of these little behaviors of his is an attempt, whether it can be spoken on clearly or not, that the thing that I came to this game with is not being met. There isn't an Assassin's Guild here. There should be. That's my whole thing. Hey, guard guy, do you even know me? I'm Don Corleone's son. Don't push me around, because this is the only character conceit that I have. You know, the crime family that's here where we are. We're doing pirate stuff. Apparently they jump to. We have pirates here. Whoever is DMing this game has negated this person's input into the game, which, if you're going to do, that's like a session 0 opening thing. If you're not comfortable with the player having like crime connections or whatever you're not okay with about, that's you open with that he goes, I want to be a druid, and you're going, this campaign is in the desert, it's going to be in the middle of the desert, and then it's going to the moon. That's fundamental to me. There won't be any plants. You're not going to see one. Don't play this. You shouldn't let them play it and be like, yeah, you're the grand master of the grand forest, which we're never going to see, will never come into this game. And if you say that there's an oasis here in this desert where some of your people are, I'm going to stop the game and tell you you're not allowed to do that.
That's fair. That's a fair point. It was the way it was presented, and I was hearing what he was saying.
I'm sure that this play, pretty much everyone involved, edgelordiness, is a bad taste immediately, and I might find this person annoying too. It doesn't matter though. Elephant here likens them to a problem student, which I think is probably pretty accurate as a description, because even problem students are students. You're the teacher. It's your job. It doesn't matter if they're like a problem student. You still have, if you are going to stand there at the head of the room, it's still your job to help them learn, help them participate in this, help them be a part of this thing. Elephant says, which I completely agree, that his needs aren't being met. He's not being met halfway by the person running this game. The talk that all of these things are desires for power is, in my opinion, a projection from a person who wants to maintain their control and their power in this game. It's okay if this guy knows crime people. That's fine. You'll be able to handle that as a person who's running this game.
All right.
Maybe we should do a thing where we like bang a gavel and decide who's like award the case to someone.
Exactly.
I like that idea of like
exactly.
we find in favor of the player. We find in favor of the DM.
Of the DM. Right.
Yeah. In this case, gavel. Elvon wants me to listen to D&D Court, which maybe I do. Maybe I'll do it. I'm not mad at that. I like a lot of the Nad Potty people. So we're going to steal their whole steez starting next week.
Yeah.
All right. We've helped the world with how to DM. Mm-hmm. Finally, everyone's games are now perfect. And now they just need a little more. They just need more material. They just want to get playing like crazy. Mm-hmm. So we're here to recommend from all the books that have ever been written ever, which ones they should dig, which ones they should be into. And so we've gone back in time, and this week, Ishmael and I have read the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Complete Book of Necromancers. This is an oldie. Even for us, this is a bit of a dusty tome.
Appropriate.
This book is more than 30 years old now, which means it's just from 1995, which does make me sad.
Yeah.
Complete Book of Necromancers. Ish, why'd we pick this bad boy? Any thoughts?
Well, we're going through the books from first and second ed, mainly second ed of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and we're also going through third edition, which also had 3.5, and fifth edition, and so Neverforth. And we're going through all these books that go through the 50 years of D&D, and to lean in and pull in all the continuous stories and mechanics that prop this hobby up of ours.
And how about Complete Book of Necromancers? Why this bad boy in particular?
Well, we this one I think we decided because we both never really read it before. It's really new to both of us.
Mm-hmm.
I speak for myself, definitely. I've seen so this series is called the Complete Book of for AD&D Second Edition. I have about there's probably 20-ish books, and I have about 18 of them. This one I do not have. So, uh, and not only did I not have it, I didn't know it existed. So
Which I think is sort of part of it, because Ish is sort of a edgelord character. You're drawn to that stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's your bread and butter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And what is a great book about necromancy stuff, how to play it, then we should read it. I would love to have that in my arsenal. If this book is good, and the last ones that we did, just so you know, we've done a couple of these. We did.
You want to bring up the thing, or
yes, I will.
We did I can list them off. We did Complete Book of Gnomes and Halflings and the Complete Book of Rangers.
Yeah, we did.
So here's our tier list. S, A, B, C, D, F, and we have an addition next to each tier. At the very bottom, F tier is 4th edition, and D.
Hey, hold on. I don't have Complete Rangers in here yet for some reason. Let me fix that.
Yeah, you'll get it in there. So there's, just to give you an idea of where we're standing.
Yeah, and last week when we did Complete Rangers, it was great. Complete Rangers was a huge success. Complete Gnomes and Halflings was pretty unimpressive. But Complete Rangers was a big win, in my opinion.
Yes. I believe we put it in... it's either A or B.
We went right to A, baby, which is also happening right now. Let's recrown this prom queen. Yeah. That looks great. If you are playing a ranger, even in the modern day, this book still has stuff for you that you'd love and appreciate. So maybe the Complete Book of Necromancers is the same. Maybe we're going to flip it open and it's going to be full of so much good stuff, and we'll need to do it for every necromancy book from now on. Was that true? Ish, what were your immediate... What's your broad overview of...
Here's the thing. We might have a big split on this one because I like this book because I'm an edgelord.
I didn't dislike it. I want to come out in the gate and say,
okay. It seemed like you were hinting at you disliked it, maybe even hate it, but like
I certainly didn't hate it. I didn't even dislike it.
Okay.
I don't think it's a win. I don't think that it is.
It's definitely not A material.
Certainly that's certainly not.
We'll get into the meat and potatoes of it.
But yeah, who knows? Yeah, maybe we have a very big distinction. What are your thoughts?
So yeah, overall, I liked the book because I like what it was trying to do. It did hit the thing of like, this is a book about necromancers. So did it set out to describe how to, a game about necromancers? Yes, it did. And so it's definitely delivering on that. Necromancy, just briefly for anybody out there who might not know, it is the fictional magic of messing with the dead, of getting control and influence over things that are dead, things that are bringing things back to life.
And within D&D, it's kind of the minion class. It's always been the minion class. There's no one else that could conceivably say, I bring 100 men. Like no one else has really ever had that
The
ability.
closest person is the Conjurer, another
Sure.
specialist, the Conjurer class, but they are a distant second to the Necromancer. The Necromancer is minion class number 1. The
Yeah,
Conjurer,
even in the AD&D days where 10th level characters would draw in armies to themselves naturally. So like you could be a fighter and have 100 men, you know, that's totally possible. But there were dice in charge of that. And the Necromancer has always had the ability to just go, I dig up men, that's my man. And so they've kind of always been minion class number 1.
yep, 100%. And exactly, and I think that might be where that's, in my opinion, counterintuitively, this book's weakness is mechanically it's not doing anything with the concept of the Necromancer. It's not doing anything signature or grand or or out of the box. It is all its fluff, which I like, is there, and that's what this book is like.
I'm going to agree with you there. I'm going to come in on that for a second and say this book's fluff works, and I am shocked by that.
Right.
Like the opening crawl, it's got some like opening spooky story about some necromancer, and it's like 2 meaty paragraphs long and good. It fucking works.
Yeah. Yes. I agree. Yeah. You can tell of a book's fluff from beginning to end if it's going to be good from the first thing. You know, it's the same writer. They're not going to get good or bad throughout. So if you're going to like that intro paragraph story thing that they do, you're probably going to like the magic items that they tell you, or the spells. Like, again, they're not going to blow your mind or anything usually, but they're usually good. They usually fulfill the role of the concept of what this book is supposed to be, and so that's what I was digging. I thought it was good fluff and not anything not anything grand with mechanics. Just to speak briefly, in the complete book of Ranger, Dean pointed out.
Be back in 10 seconds. Continue.
Yeah, Dean pointed out that the Beastmaster subclass for the Ranger in that book is the best Beast Ranger that's ever been printed, because they do a thing that is unforeseen and it's big and it's really, really great, and it matches exactly how people, new or old, coming to the game would want their Beastmaster to play. You, as a Beastmaster, you can just go up to any animal, you can calm them down, and then if you calm them down really good and charm them really well, they'll become part of your retinue of beasties. So thus you have Pokemon. You start to become a Pokemon Beastmaster, and that's built into how the Ranger already plays, of having this calm animal ability, the wild empathy ability, and then the Beastmaster, like, not only does that, but can then collect said animals. And all of the subclasses and kits in this book for the Necromancer, nobody does anything that interesting.
I return.
I don't know if you heard me about the Beastmaster, but yeah. And then thus this Necromancer, they'll just like, basically they just lean into, this is height of D&D 1995. It's still the same. The Necromancer apparently has not changed in 40 years. Is I control a bunch of dudes, And all necromancers in this edition and in later ones, they're like, are you a super good necromancer? You control more dudes. That's it. That's exactly. They're like, you control 10 DH hit points of undead. You control 20 times 2 times 5 exponentially. Go additive, whatever. This gets bigger. That's not interesting. As soon as I read that, I'm not interested.
And
That's
so
mechanically
I'm
good,
gonna say
but
I
not
am interested in
I
that.
understand. Yeah.
I love it. I'd love having 100 dudes, and that is actually where the book also fell short for me. It
There's
doesn't
dudes
have it.
There's dudes doing that. There's dudes doing that in that book. In this book,
There's dudes doing it in the fiction of that book, but there's nothing mechanically for me to grab onto in this book. If I'm playing a necromancer and I had this book, I would say that I don't have anything that I don't have in if I have the spell animate dead. Like if I built two characters and ran them in a game and you were told one of these two necromancers has an entire book of resources extra to them than the other one, I don't think you would be able to tell who that guy is. Animate Dead, the spell that's already in the PHB, is doing like 95% of the heavy lifting of what any of this is. If they called the book the complete book of the spell Animate Dead, I think they probably would have got more useful written material out of it. I would have loved like a meaningful chapter on like maybe like come at that different. Here are the minions you can get. Here's instead of like individually man by man digging up a corpse, you know, like here's you know a kind of broad range of here's a little minion army you can have. Just pick minion army A or minion army B, or you know here's some cool ghouls. Like these guys are good. Ghosts are good for this or whatever. Here's weird extra powers or things you can have or enchant them with. You can make your whole army a bunch of ghosts, like the Lord of the Rings grouper, whatever. I was not. I liked the fluff of this book, which shocked me. And mechanically, it just went through my hands like sand. Like I would gain nothing, in my opinion, by being like, I'm a death slayer. So I'm exactly like the guy I was before, but I have, I don't know, an extra weapon proficiency or whatever else. Or
sure. I mean, Death Slayer is just better. Good. They're a necromancer who kills undead, and so they have just +2s. They're standard second ed. Like I get some +2s to saves, some +2 to hits, and it's just like these very nonsense bonuses. There's a kit I don't know if you read it called the Undead Master, who gets just more undead on his Animate Dead spell. Like, and like he gets to control more. That dude's in there, but it's I don't know. It's he's not doing anything else, you know. Because the thing they like to do is with necromancy, and this is in the second and third, is talk about because necromancy is so religious coded, the priests who are also necromancers. That's the kind of interesting thing that they talk about a lot, but never do anything interesting with. There's priest necromancers, priest of death and of undead dudes, and necromancer wizards and arcane casters. And so if they sometimes they talk about combining the ultimate necromancers are people who can combine both, but they never have any interesting mechanics for that character, including in this book. Yeah.
The super undead master, whatever they were called, has the ability to like bind fiends and stuff, so you could get demons and undead, and that is cool. That's a cool thing. Probably, you could probably gain some benefit from grabbing that and then going through your average D&D campaign in which Demons were like hugely powerful. A bunch of undead are hugely powerful too. So yeah, there's a little thing, but I don't know, man. Nothing, literally nothing in this book of mechanically was going to get me out of bed in the morning.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, the kits in the front were fine. Everything's fine. It is not a bad book.
Right. I stand on that as well. That's
But nothing in it impressed me, which I'll tell you what, I'm sad to be doing this as a review because I think that's the worst review that like I could give something. I loved shit talking gnomes and halflings and praising Complete Ranger's Handbook.
Right. The hot and the cold, but like,
yeah.
Or
like slight like shrug as I'm like, I don't know. like yeah, probably don't get this book that you'd have to like find on eBay. like
right at this point.
Yeah, there is a lot of I'll try and go, I'm going to try and push negative. Here, let's make this, you try and love it and I'll try and hate it. Okay? This way we aren't just both, I'm a little bit colder and you're a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
We disagree starting right now. We've got real beef with each other because of it.
Okay.
Okay. Here were some weird things in this book. It plugged other D&D books more than any other book that I'd ever seen. It was kind of crazy. It kept saying like, like this, you can get this undead monster that you'll find in the Al-Qatar series. It like kept plugging a bunch of books all over it. Very strange.
Yes. You gotta, this is, I guess, the midpoint of second edition. So they gotta plug their brand and get people to buy cross-sell and buy different books and things. So it's just a very ham-fisted marketing ploy. But yeah.
They also had a hilarious bit at some point. So not only are they talking about like fake books, how do I want to say this? Not only are they talking about their own company's books that you should buy and look at the different supplements of, they're also talking about fantasy horror books within their own universe, like the art of necromancy is one they reference a lot.
What? Dude, I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, it's very confusing, isn't it?
Right. This art of necromancy that kept popping up. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, incredibly confusing.
Yeah.
Right. And they're talking about fictional necromancy books. And then they make the completely wild decision to talk about specifically the Necronomicon. They do it about some other stuff, but they specifically go in on the Necronomicon.
Right.
Certainly the most famous, like real world version of this thing. And they're like, they go from talking in their own language about like their fake magic books to taking the time to tell you that the Necronomicon is not real in a baffling little paragraph. Let me see if I can find it. It's very funny.
That is very true. I don't think I saw mentioning. Obviously, I believe you. I just didn't. I in my readings of the book, I didn't see any references to the necro, or that I thought would be interesting. If I did see the word Necronomicon, I just scanned by it. probably thought it would probably not go anywhere good. Um,
I'll
but,
find
yeah,
I think I did like was the priest section when they start talking about priest. They have like a second non-arcane section to the book.
that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was referring earlier. The priest section, because then they'll talk about various gods of death, like the goddess of murder, the god of regular death, the god of undead, the god of pestilence, and the god of pain. You know, and then they talk about the various cults that belong to those religious organizations. Um, so and it was good fluff. Again, there was absolutely no mechanics in it, besides like some new pre spells, but that's whatever. But there was no mechanics for how they didn't even have kits for um, for these. They just like described them and like what they're. It was like everything for a kit, but the special, benefit that it gets and the special hindrance that it gets.
Right.
It was like these for the priest parts. I thought that was interesting. It seemed incomplete. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. That it's if there had been priest kits, I probably would have been even happier with this.
Yeah.
By the way, I found the necromancy thing. I'm going to read it because it's very funny.
Okay.
So, like, even just a few pages back, they're talking it's in the magic item section where they're talking about the art of power, I guess a book, the tome of magic, I guess a book that you should get, which is confusing because it's also literally a real D&D book that exists. And it is also, I guess, a book within this universe. Very hard and difficult to read. And then it says necromantic lore. Tomes of power, forbidden books, and ancient long-dead sages can help bring an atmosphere of necromantic tradition to the campaign, a historical perspective that adds another dimension of realism for your players. Among early writers of the Cthulhu cycle, it was almost mandatory to create a book of necromantic secrets. Just to get how harsh this tone changes, I'm going to read one sentence back right before it, which is talking about the talisman of divining, a useful hand grip created by the ancient necromancer kings. Its divinations have a range of 30 radius around the talisman, one sentence further. And it's saying, H.P. Lovecraft had success with his fictional Necronomicon, from which he quoted so accurately that many of his readers believed the book existed, convinced by Lovecraft's stories.
That is the hardest of turns.
And then it lists its own fictional books, The Art of Necromancy, The Book of Shadows, and it's including the Necrophidicon, which is very funny to also steal just from his thing to make your own shadow dark bad character.
Yeah.
So yeah. As far as mechanics go, I found this thing. I found it lacking. Even though it would have helped me to make to make Dirk Dark the character, or whatever kind of badass anti-societal monster that I could make.
I have one thing I want to bring up. I like the magic items. I liked quite a bit. I actually like them quite a bit, to be honest with you. They are, because you have to get second ed mindset to really appreciate them. Because one is called the bone ring, and it makes it so that energy drain, you're immune to energy drain, and also to ability drain. And I was like, that's just mechanically very, that's helpful, and it's on theme. And they have one thing called the Hades hand. So it's a dagger
I wish, Ishmael, I'm so sad that I didn't say this before you started because it's what I want to say. There's so much fucking hand stuff in this book. This book is dense with hand stuff. Everything is hand stuff. All the spells are hands. All the items are hands. This book is horny for hands.
I agree, because I want to talk about this Hades hand thing, but we're talking about this right now. I don't understand for the life of me. Well, I guess I do now a little more. Why this dagger? It's a dagger. It's called the Hades hand. When I read that, I was like, that seems crazy to me. And like, yes, you're spot on. You're crystallizing a thing that in my reading I wasn't that I didn't hone in on. Of like, oh yeah, there's hands all over this place.
And like necromancy stuff is kept in a little bit. There's like ghoul hand, the spell, and like make it of like crawling hands. Like they're nuts for hands. And I have almost no association with that and necromancy. Not none. The Addams Family has the guy.
The thing I was gonna say. Yes, exactly. Like Addams Family's thing. Yes. It's a look at this. Look at these.
Right, like this whole genre I don't associate with hands. It's just it from the Addams Family and nothing else.
Yeah.
But this book is full of it. And sorry to interrupt you, but
no, that's fine.
But it is dense, packed with hands.
You know whoever wrote this book loves the movie Idle Hands, which is also that thing of like, it's a very, very terrible movie from the 2000s, starring Jessica Alba and Devon Sawa, where his hand gets chopped off, and it becomes cursed with evil, and it goes around killing people, and then turns those people into zombies. So the writers of that film and the writers of this book are like this. they're locked in.
Share the same fetish.
Yeah, zombie hands, like necromantic hands. Okay, all right, fine. Yeah, I'm with you. I find it. Yeah, there he goes. There he goes.
It's nonstop. The whole book, chock full of hands, one side to the other.
Right. Exactly.
Here's the other critique I'm going to layer on this book, which isn't specific to it, but this book is drowning in. It is laden down by the advanced Dungeons and Dragons style of writing, which was a very loquacious, very lengthy style of writing. In AD&D, in like a modern, I'll give shit to like modern D&D stuff a lot, but like a 5e power, a 5e rage, or 5e some other power it's a short entry. You're in and out, and you get what it does.
Right.
In Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, every power was the equivalent of a class in the modern day. Like whatever this book's ghost hand power is that I can go to next, if we read that, it's going to be a chunk of text.
Loquacious, is the word.
Yes, very loquacious, and it is very burdened by that, I think.
Yes, 100%. When you go into an AD&D book, you got to pick and choose your battles. Like, I'm not reading every fucking spell in here.
You can't do it. Absolutely, you can't do it.
Exactly. It would take me literally years to read this book, and I didn't have years, so I read chunks of it and things that stood out, and it was like, okay, this is interesting. But yes, these patterns they're all over the place. I'm going back to Hades' hand, nonsensically named, and it's a dagger that does spells at you when you stab people with it. That's, who cares? I don't care about that. But what it also
a single power, by the way. This is one spell.
That's crazy. Look at this. Yeah, look at this, 5e players. This is us. What level spell is this? 9th? 8th? 7th?
God only knows. Fourth.
Fourth level. What power? Claw immunity? Is that that?
Oh yeah, I guarantee you there's 20 different claw things in here.
Claws in the hands of the claws.
But yeah, sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
All
I
right.
just want to like show it's very undense, very lengthy.
Hades' hands, when you kill somebody with it, its main thing is they cannot be resurrected by raise dead, regenerate, or resurrect. The only thing that can bring them back to life is a wish spell, and like their soul has been destroyed by this dagger. And when I read that, I was like, oh, here it is. Now in 2023, there was a movie that came out called Dungeons and Dragons, which was a fun movie, and it generally everybody liked it. And in it, one of the big MacGuffins in that movie was a dagger, and they renamed it a Red Wizard's dagger. And in that movie, if you were slain by a Red Wizard's dagger, only one thing can bring it. It's pretty much a wish. It's this magic item. I was like, oh, hey, check this out. Here it is. Like an order.
All the way from back here.
Yeah. Thus, that brings me to tonight's question and challenge. Best necromancers from television and/or film. Top 5.
I knew this was coming, and I didn't prepare for it.
Right. Yeah. What else? I'm going to make a list. But here it is. I've had the top 5 right here. There's only one correct answers. So hit me with the answers.
Okay. The top 5 necromancers. Okay, I'm gonna spit out some stuff as idea collection. I'm not locking final answers in.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to say, feel like Sauron's going to be in there. He went by the Necromancer for a long time. Necromancers, the dark, evil. Let's see. Who do we got? Big, dark, evil wizards. We got Sauron. We got Voldemort. I feel like there's a guy with a bunch of skull stuff on his head. Maybe even in the old D&D movie that's terrible, but I don't quite remember. He had like purple lipstick.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he was undead. I didn't put him. He's not in. But yeah. Yeah,
purple lipstick. The comic book character Dr. Voodoo. Let's see. Let's see. Horror. I got to get my mind into horror. There's got to be something in the witch. From Evil Dead, Army of Darkness. Evil Ash from Army of Darkness, or technically Ash if you'd like.
Exactly. I'm a soothsayer. That was exactly it. I thought the response would be like Evil Ash. Maybe he's just Ash. Whatever. Like, yes, he is on the list. Evil Ash. Correct.
All right. Evil Ash is on there. I'm going to say Sauron is in there.
Yeah, he's in
there. Boy. Horror. Raising the Dead. Necronomicon. Who's raising the dead? People seem to do it a lot on accident. I can't really bring a character to mind as somebody goes, oh, Reanimator.
Yes. Jeffrey Combs as the Reanimator. Also a scary film from the 90s. Check it out. It will scare you. Or maybe you'll just laugh at it. I don't know.
Does the modern D&D movie, does either the main bad guy or his like lady, do either of them, they look like necromancers? Did they do necromancy?
They're both necromancers. They do necromancy.
Okay, one of them.
Sazastam.
Sazastam.
Yeah.
Okay. Fifth, a fifth necro Sauron, one of the ashes. Sazastam, Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator. Necromancer. The crow rises from the dead, but he doesn't summon the dead.
Nah, he's not a necromancer.
No.
He's undead. You named him earlier. Voldemort.
Okay, Voldemort. Okay, yeah. That's good. I'm happy with that. I'm going to say the final ranking then is number 1, Evil Ash, or Ash if you'd like. Number 2, Sauron. Number 3, Jeffrey Combs. Number 4, Zastam. Number 5, Voldemort.
Bam. That is correct.
No way. No. Are you really?
No, some people changed around, but that's fine.
Yeah, tell me what you got.
For I went Sauron, Evil Ash, Voldemort, Reanimator, and then the Sauron, Voldemort, Reanimator, Evil Ash. And then what was the last one?
Zastam.
Zastam. Right.
Boom. 5 for 5.
Honorable mention. Some honorable mentions out there. Skeletor.
Sure.
Skeletor.
Really good.
Masters of the Universe. And Shang Tsung for Mortal Kombat, if you will. Good necromancer. Karate man. Kung Fu guy. He's fun. And for all you fun SpongeBob fans out there, the Flying Dutchman from SpongeBob SquarePants. Also a very powerful necromancer and living in the bottom of the ocean.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah. That's good with this.
All right. Let's wrap this bad boy up. The last thing I want to say about this book, we've kind of talked about its mechanics. Its fluff kind of finalizes in a little mini campaign setting that it gives.
I did want to talk about this. Yeah.
Yes, please do.
Sahu, homeland of the Necromancer Kings. So I'm up and down all over the place with this. Because I love exactly you say homeland of the Necromancer Kings. I'm into it. Then it's like Sahu. Like, oh, that's weird. And then you get into it, and it's proper noun of the proper noun. Proper noun of the proper noun. It is the tomb of Hulak-Sak and the lost cave of Rufron. And it's just like crazy. I'm like, all right, so I'm done reading that. And then I just scanned the and then there's 7 characters who are just they are yeah, show them pictures. There are 7 characters of these are all the places, and they are the kits that were just introduced in this book. Elandra, a necromancer, anatomist, 13th level. No, she's not. Kazarbrak or Zarabel, 20th level necromancer, philosopher. Like hell, but sure. And then Pinzentos in
She's only 6th. Yeah, 11th, 6th, 21st.
Yeah, Talib.
And then 24th.
Yeah, Risa.
So you're not involved, is what I'm going to say.
Right. But what are you doing? Like, let them deal with it. Yeah. They seem to have a council. They gotta work out their thing. like you coming into somebody's lodge and be like, hey, guys, I need to set things straight here. Like, no, we're all good. We're all set here. Yeah, kind of weird. It was very funny to me and jarring. And they all look like they all look a little like zombie people a little bit. I get it, necromancers, but yeah, I like this.
Whoa, hold on.
Like
hold on a second. Hold on a damn minute.
He's into those.
What do you see?
No. That's what I see.
Look at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks exactly the same.
Yeah. That's where he goes when he's not hanging out with the kids as the DMPC of that show. He goes back to the kingdom of the graveyard of the
Shahu.
A Shahu.
I'm gonna give here's the props I'm gonna give to Shahu, the AD&D necromancy mini setting. I love its space. I love how compact it is. Honestly, I really like it. I really admire it.
Mm-hmm.
The density with which they give you the setting means that it is playable. You know, they'll give you a little thing here, and it's like, here's the Tower of Pazentios, which, yes, is a very bad name. It's fine. They're like, it's a big spire. And what's there? It's some supply sheds. Here's the monsters there's 12 zombies in those supply sheds. And there's some victims hidden in it. And if party's leaving there's an even necromancer with a moderate amount of treasure in there. Boom. That's playable. You know, and you know where it is because it's here on this fucking map somewhere.
The southwest. All right, it's on the northeast.
Yeah, there you go.
I just read it. I scanned it. It said southwest, but it's northeast on this map.
Maybe that's flipped.
Yeah, that could be it. They got to get it to print. Who knows? But whatever. Sure, there it is. You just go right there. Yeah, that's fair. That's good. Take your boat. Go right there.
The density with which they express their setting means that, in my opinion, this is one of the most playable, like, advanced Dungeons and Dragons sort of settings. It's presenting it in a regional level of sight that I really like and I'm really interested in. If I was 12 years old cracking open this book and was a little edgelord, I would have gone nuts to play here in the pretty bad setting in general of Sahu. And I think it would not take an exemplary DM to be able to run that thing with these relatively small amount of nodes. I guess my claim is I don't think a campaign should ever give more detail on itself than the island of Sahu did.
That's fair. You know that wasn't true for a lot of these second ed books and all editions. They go on lengthy for campaign settings.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No one can run Faerun. No one can run like any setting. I think somebody could run this island with a bunch of zombies. I think you could do that. And keep in mind the like interplay between some of the elements of it. I think that's all doable. So yeah, the length and the information density, I really like. If you had a good reason to be here, which is its grandest failing, that it never presents,
Right.
That they're like, this place
Yeah.
sucks and it sucks to be here, and they're gonna use your body for fuel. Then you're like, well, then I leave. Like, obviously.
Yes, exactly. That's yeah. Yes. There's no way they give you a reason of why you should be here, why you're here, why you should stay. But such as because you're
But
an edge
all in all,
lord
I like it. I'm coming out pretty positive on Sahu.
on Sahu. Wow. Wow. That's surprising. That's something interesting. I was more I'll stand on it. I was negative towards Sahu. I didn't take all the things you just said, and I'm like, that's good. Yeah, I mean, all the things and reasons you said, that's all those are definitely true, and you could actually play a game here. It would just require, like all setting things, a lot of modifications. I'm already in my head working on so many modifications that
Mhm.
to run anything on something. That is what required, and that's why I'll still stay with. I'm still mad at it, but you know, uh, yeah.
All right. Any other parting thoughts on Sahu?
Yeah, like those dudes are too high level, and they just have zombies. That's crazy. That doesn't make any sense. Why don't they have night wraiths around, or lower their levels? They're just an 8th level necromancer.
That would be nice for them to make a little kind of a tent, like a little arcing of characters. So it's like you're here, and here are the medium problems that
Yeah,
you'll run into. And then here's like the biggest problem if somehow you want to confront a 24th level lich for some reason.
right. You could have yeah. There can be necromancers of all like kind of tierings, and you can interact when you're low level. You can interact with those dudes, medium level those guys, high level those guys. So I like
Font mentions that that liches are like the most OP things, which I agree with. I fucking love them. I'm drunk on liches. I use them. I used to use them in every campaign. They're so usable.
say less. Yes. you know, you know of my Skeletrix. Exactly. I love liches. Yeah. They're great.
Elephant, do you like your 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 sign for when you come in the chat? Man, I would love a Lich PC. It was a thing in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons in, I believe, Pages of the Mages, where they gave you the recipe for the like phylactery
Oh, to do it up. Yeah.
drink
You'll
for
be
how you
doing
could make yourself a Lich.
That's good.
All right.
All right.
We've talked it up long enough. Where does the complete book of necromancy belong on our final tier list? I'm gonna throw it in C for a start. I'm gonna throw it in S, actually, the best book that's ever been written.
Can't agree with that. Bring it down to A.
Where do you give me your review of the book?
Okay, final review. Love the fluff overall. Love the things. Really like the magic items. I'll stand on that. I'd use. I'm gonna still put them in things. Because they're really. Because you said a thing earlier, like I can have my guy wouldn't see any different from a PHP necromancer, like Poppykosh. You can put in like I got the staff of skulls and the hands of hands. Like you're gonna have a lot of hands things, so that's all. Yeah. The ring of bones, like that stuff. Like that feels like a neck. That's helpful to really get in a necromancer vibe. I understand. Instead of just having a +2 sword, like I got the ring of bones. So the cloak of night and shadow, like that's the stuff in fiction that people would say, like, where's that stuff? That's part of it anyway. But the mechanics, yeah, I was disappointed with the mechanics of doing that. It wasn't that it was terrible. It was just standard Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I'm not even going to just say second, third, fifth. Like I make a lot of zombies and or undead. I control them. Yay, you did it. Correct. I mean, and that's a staple and that's good. And so that's fine. Like you keep doing the thing you're doing. You got it, buddy. But you're not anything cool or grand or new. But your fluff is cool and a lot of a lot of those spells look pretty interesting. Fluff wise again. And so I'm gonna give it a B tier. It's not great. It's not best ever. It's not on its average run expiring, or at least for me, because it adds a lot. That's for me. It added a lot.
This one is a tricky one.
Yeah.
The fact that until Sahu, and this is so crazy for me to both think and say, until Sahu, this thing was going right here.
Right.
Maybe technically better than gnomes and halflings, but also like the one note. It's also a little bit like it's the same note over and over. So like I had more to think on versus gnomes and halflings. I think at the end of the day, were it not for Sahu, I would have come away from this with essentially nothing, no thoughts, no memories of anything in the book. Like, what am I going to remember? The hand? Like, there's just not much. In it. I put a big light on my face.
Yeah.
And now shadow power.
Yeah, you're in the shadow power.
Insanely to me. The setting.
Campaign setting.
Was well constructed and usable enough that I think that I'd get something from it. And I am stunned that that is true. So I think I would bump it. Hey, how'd this get here? Oh, no, I see why. That's fair. So I think, man, adds almost nothing. It might still be right. It'd be somewhere between like a D and a C for me. To which, oh, okay, hey, we never had rules for what would happen if it's like one away. If it's like 2 or 3 away, we can kind of math it out. Let's figure it out here and now. Boy, going in B is just nuts to me. But let's make it happen here and now. We're going to roll for it. We're going to roll to see who wins.
Yes. Okay. I don't have any dice with me. I can go grab them in 10 seconds.
I'll roll once for both of us, I guess.
All
right. I get, oh no, I get a 1. And Ishmael gets an 11. Fate decided it. I'm wrong. Ishmael's right. Complete Book of Necromancers goes in B. It is a B tier book, which I completely disagree with. I'm furious that this is happening on my own podcast.
Well, you have to accept it. This is where it belongs.
I hate it and I despise it, but
yes.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to end the podcast potentially forever.
Yeah. This is what happens. I told you, I am an edgelord. I thought this book was pretty mad. I'm like giving it a B. It's still added, you know.
I'm going to test you on it. In 3 months, I'm going to quiz you to remember anything from it. And then if you can't, I'm going to reduce it.
Very well.
Let's see. But that's all for now. That's our questions, our review, our elephant friend. And that's all for now. All right. Wave to the people. Blow kisses to the people.
Look at me. You know, this isn't a bad town after all. The next line.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Psych. Freaked ya. Faked ya. Let's keep hanging for a minute. You know, we're here.
Yep.
Thanks for hanging out and goofing around with us. What?
We're just goofing.
Got her.
Now, how can I see the chat? Is there any way I can see the chat?
Good question. There's probably a way. Show comments. Doo-dee-doo-dee. Doo-dee-doo-dee.
Or I would have to be on Twitch. Oh.
Yeah, maybe. I think that's probably true. Or there's a button that do it that I haven't found yet.
Okay. I didn't want to click around too much in here. I was clicking and I was like, ooh, I might close something or something.
Elon says she loves that you're just taking my opinion on what was being said. It's going to be a complete fabrication. This whole thing is a Truman Show.
What? Who did what?
That I could have just been lying about everything that was being said in chat.
Oh, right.
Elevant, thanks for actually it's no one else ever again. Rosie, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out last week too. That was really fun. Our next week one is going to be a big one again too. I was so amped about last week. That was great.
Yeah, it was. I had a lot of fun. I was in there. I was.
Yeah, I want to make you have DM powers. I want to make you have like stream powers. Wait. What do you mean? Rose says she's just screaming at her phone. Give me context for what that means.
What?
Yeah, and to both of you, if there's anything you can think of that would make it like that would make you feel like your hands were more in the mix, let me know. I'd be really excited to know. And you know, I've got people who can like do tech stuff. If you like help imaginate it, then we can make it happen. Ooh, also, Rose's little gnome. There's clearly a lot of phase stuff happening in the game. And I like the idea that Rose's little gnome is of it. Like gnomes are fae. They're so fae.
Yeah. Yeah. They're little trickster people from the forest.
Yeah, they're little trickster faes from the forest. Yeah, and I really like the idea of making Jimothy.
Jimothy. I love that name.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It's like Jonathan from that movie.
And I was thinking the same thing with your character, Ish. Like, a little living shadow boy. Seems very much like a little Fey guy.
Oh, interesting.
Well, here's the deal, Rosie. You can try and do bits and no plot, but it says, I realized when Tegan delivered my first bit that I have to make it more improv open and allow her to deliver it how she will. I don't know. You just said that she was going to do your little song, which you did. I don't have any notes on your little.
Yeah, there's a little song. Yeah, that was nice.
Hey, can I play you a song I just learned on uke? I just learned Tonight You Belong With Me. Let me see. Can't remember the rhythm of it. I gotta play it for a sec.
I'll be right back.
Okay. There it is. Then I won't tell anybody. I'm just doing it. Yeah, and then I know you belong to some. It's something like, yeah, helping out the gov, figuring out the trash situation out there. No, you belong to somebody new, but tonight you belong to me. Although we're apart, you're apart. I think it's this one. Oh my. Oh, you know what I should do? I should put it in front of me instead of trying to do it by memory. Yeah, there we go. Here's what's happening now. Yeah, there we go. I know you belong to somebody new, but tonight you belong to me. You're a part of my heart, but tonight you belong, there it is, to me. Lay down by the stream, how sweet it would seem once more just to dream in the moonlight, in the moonlight, there it is, my honey, I know. I'm all over the place. I like this little thing though. Steve Martin is incredibly talented. I was just listening to him playing the jerk in the video, which I don't think is literally him, because I think there's actually like two ukes that are being played that way at the same time. But yeah, it's incredible, and he can like do banjo and stuff like that. And it's an unbelievably funny movie. I hadn't seen a jerk, for so long, and it's unbelievable. Yeah, fucking killer movie. My honey, I know at the dawn that you will be gone, but tonight you belong to me. Just a little old me. It would be cool if we could do like a full jam sesh thing here. Have a bunch of like people on. I bet it would be audially inaccessible. Like really challenging. I love this thing. This thing sounds great. Rosie, you ever do Zoom D&D stuff? I've never done that. Oh no, I have. Ish, you ran you ran one that I did.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. You were in the Zoom, and we did it. The Dragon Slayers.
Dragon Slayers. I'll watch it. One of the questions that I was considering grabbing was just somebody being like, I'm an adult and I played D&D for the first time in like years. And they were just like, I don't have time for this. Like, how did I ever have time for this?
It's hard.
Boy, that's cool. Rose says she'd play online and she had when she was having a baby, but now the baby is real and wants to play if she plays D&D. And I think that'd be rad.
Yeah.
Having a little extra human with you.
Yeah. My ultimate fantasy.
Nope. Yeah, Rose is the person I know with a kid, if that makes sense. Like, I know other humans, but like...
Yeah.
But like, not really. Not, you know. You ever think about having one of them babies-ish?
Yeah. I want to have one of the babies.
I'm still a maybe.
But I can't.
Yeah. Time will decide eventually, I guess. If I just keep not doing it, eventually.
Oh, yeah.
We should do a thing where people can come in, chat, and pick songs, and I'll play them.
Yeah, that's popular.
Rose says she has a baby to beat up now and can always win at D&D against her if she wants. Hey, how inaudible is it if I like play while I kind of talk? If I kind of talk while we're doing the thing.
I think you probably couldn't concentrate on what you're saying.
Deal.
I think I'm into it, but not like the whole time.
Yeah.
Like this is the ukulele segment of the show.
I like any time I can do it in the session.
Yeah, that's good too. That does look good. It feels good.
I should try and create a character.
Yeah.
Like maybe a villain or maybe the kind of Rayhan middleman. So I could have someone around who could just do it. All right, that's enough ukulele in. Hold on. Thank you very much. Hey,
Olipon.
My goodness, oh my goodness, a little snuggling baby.
Rose, what kind of characters do you like to play?
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, B, open to you too. What kind of questions do you? Rose says, just rage. B, what kind of characters do you play? I know you got Brana this time, which, by the way, if you want to tell us anything about Brana, I'd love to hear it. I was a little sick, still a little sick. You can hear it in my throat a little bit, maybe. Still got a little bit of sick voice, but I can hear about people's D&D characters all day long. All that gently strung. Ooh, that's definitely a creep thing. Maybe I can do creep. That's definitely that, just from the start. Ooh. Rose says last character was like a cartographer, like geology mapper, and then like a big dragon barbarian too. We just when we did the Ranger Handbook thing, it had
Cartographer.
Is it cartographer? Yeah, like it had a like big cartographer thing. And I was really curious about that, like how one could really activate that while letting somebody play.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's figure that out. How would you do that if like mapping is a big deal to somebody?
Let me take a look at this because I don't. I remember the Explorer. I remember the Pathfinder, but I don't remember. I saw it. I don't remember what they're thinking.
I mean, I don't think they did anything relevant. B, how long you been here? I didn't know you were here. I would have called out to you more. What? That's crazy. That's crazy, B. I had no idea. No damn idea. I would have made you a wrestling entrance as well. Wait, I'm gonna do it now.
That's right. Hey, look at this
He's a Batman guy. Batman sky, and he'll fly. If that's what you need.
Batman Batpool.
I have another bat one. I'm gonna put. Which one do you like more? I'm Batman. That guy has this energy. I'm Batpool. Although the captain part makes me feel like he should have the Captain America shield somewhere. You know what we should do? Ish and I do drafts a bunch where we're like draft comic book lineups. It's shockingly fun. It's wildly fun. I don't know why it's as fun as it is, but it is. If you're to just like draft like 7 characters and to like make your superhero team of choice. And if somebody picks it and then you can't pick can't pick yours. And we did it with Seth. You know, we did this once at B's. B knows. Because I tried to do this once with Seth, who's now officially in the chat. I tried to do it once with Seth and B. and we were like picking hero teams, and they all only chose villains. They didn't talk about it beforehand. They just like through who they are, only chose villains full force. I think Seth's 2 picks were like Galactus and All right. Oh, I didn't know. Galactus and somebody else, and Bees was like Mystique and Emma Frost, and like those. Emma Frost is like excusable. I get it, but Mystique a murderer. The force nature. He's an angry storm, a storm that's killing people intentionally. Storm is a storm. Is there a simple song you want to hear, Ish?
Blues Traveler. That's probably hard.
I bet theirs are really hard, but I don't know. Let me check. Traveler, The Hook.
The Hook.
Let me see. 1 sec. I'm doing violence.
Choose violence.
The hook brings you back. Back on that you can rely.
Suck it in, suck it in.
Whoa. I forgot. Rosie, you play Uke? The fact that you just know, hey, I was just typed out hey chords. Hey is simple. Hey is easy.
Yeah.
My baby don't mess around because she loves me too. And so no for sure. But does hold on. Really wanna my baby don't mess around. She. Oh, whoa. Oh, no. Humorously, we are getting Brana's backstory delivery in chat. Ooh, I'm gonna look that up. Look at that, Parker.
Oh yeah, let me go to the Twitch. I can probably see.
Yeah, do it now. Yeah, get in there. I can give you I can send you a link if you if that helped.
Spell guide.
Yeah, the
Okay.
spell guide.
I don't have. I got 3 Twitch things.
What does she really want? I want to play the Hey Rose just sent, but I'm worried it would be audio poison. It would be dangerously bad audio. I'd love if we could make a thing that was good enough to make Seth want to do it, but we'd probably. I do feel like it would be Seth's primary. I feel like he would only feel that that was proven true if he could destroy it. If through the powers of one of the like playable characters, you could destroy everything around you, which I don't disagree with or have beef with. I too would like that.
Only in destruction can you see a thing.
I feel like that's real and human. That you should desire to try to destroy something until you learn that you can, at which point you must sheathe the sword then and learn to build.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe there could be kind of I'm gonna MTG it'd be a completely different thing than what it is right now. But it would be kind of cool if you were doing, oh Jesus Christ, let me save an image of one of these things. Everything that you try to save is now like a WebP file or an AVIF, whatever. The internet doing their absolute best to make sure it is useless on every imaginable level.
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep. Okay, so Magic the Gathering had a little thing where that's not what I want. Magic the Gathering had a thing where they had like dungeon cards, which were pretty simple, and you could kind of like decide how you went through them. And it might be kind of cool if I could make the characters, the like follower characters, you know, Shadow Kid and Jim and Browna and stuff like that. Mechanically quite concrete, just like a starting character. And then in given episodes could say like this thing exists, this is here and it's relevant. So if we're doing, so instead of saying like the warg is just in a den, then the warg is in one of these, or like the lead outrider badass inquisitor people are in, you know, one of these, a dungeon like this, which is, you know, very structured and kind of confined. It's not the kind of game I like to run, but it might work very well to say like the bad boy inquisitor people have this that they're in, and if the like follower people can deal with that, take it out, do stuff to it. There's a warg one that's kind of like this. There's the outrider one that's kind of like this. The king's castle is kind of like this. And if you guys can do stuff in it, then like it is done in a kind of concrete way. And if it like gets all the way done, then that has a concrete effect. And if people only get through, the first room, then that has its smaller concrete effect. The second room has its own smaller concrete effect, and so on.
Right. Create a treasure token. Draw a card. Each opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life. And
Right. If create a treasure token were instead just treasure, that you've got 100 gold that you can put in, that you could grab. People losing life and gaining life could be like gain a poison and gain a good berries or a healing potion.
yeah,
Create a goblin token. Could be like you get some other little NPC follower like that you have on your team, our side now, or an animal companion, stuff like that.
yeah, I like it.
That having the main PCs things be very open ended, completely open ended. The world is yours. The world's your oyster. And as followers, you essentially have what I'll maybe call normal D&D
Yes.
style dungeons that you can do.
That's fun.
Be all right. I'd be all right with that.
What do Rose and he think?
Nothing yet. They're hanging out. I think a lengthy backstory is being concocted somewhere in the dark there.
Indeed. Hey, I found a photographer, but it wasn't in Complete Rangers. It was in Complete Book of Gnomes
Gnomes and halflings, incredible.
as the cartographer, and it was less than what you thought. It was worse than like special benefit. Make an intelligence check, and you might know the way around where you're at. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. It's up to the DM to decide. So nothing. And special hindrances, none to speak of. But you say the cartographer. Oh, so it had nothing. Wrong. It has one.
Go on.
2.5 pages of text. It is I'm gonna put it out there, one of the longest like roles, descriptions, like all the fluff.
Well, it's going to be worth it, Ishmael. Just check it out. I'm sure that's probably pretty much redefining the game. What does it do?
Yeah. Nah. Necromancer ain't this bad. That's crazy.
I don't know if it's 2 ranks better. It's
yeah, it might be too crazy. Hey, it's how I felt.
Yep. All right. Contend with it then, though. How do you do it? How would you make a cartographer in D&D?
Okay.
If you're going to complain about theirs, big guy, let's see you do better.
Okay. Impossible. So a cartographer could do one. Yeah, I would have them have an intelligence check ability um, called I don't know what it's called, but like it's my favorite part. I think it's literally the best part of the movie called the Goonies. It's and other movies have done it well too, where they'll put a bunch of maps on top of each other. I don't know. For some reason, I get crazy for that. I'm like, that's so cool.
Where they put a
That's
bunch of hit me with that again.
the scene is we're gonna do some stuff, and here are the maps. It's the map scene.
Got it.
They'll lay the maps out, and it's not just one map. It is like 5 maps. It's like a dozen maps, and they lay 5 of them on top of each other, and like create this virtual like topography, this virtual um, like triangulation. Uh, they're like, look, it's here and here. They're like put these maps together. You know, it isn't. Raiders of Lost Ark does it.
Right. Okay. What? So here's the question. This is all what we always have to do. What do they do? What does in a concrete sense? All the aesthetics are there. He's got a big robe full of fucking scrolls,
Yes.
a room full of stuff, and he's laying a bunch of stuff out, and he knows where everyone's going, and blah blah blah. Right. He's got the blueprints for the heist, and he knows everything about it. Okay. What happens in that scene that is of use? Like, what is theoretically being given to the party in that scene? What does he know? What happens in those scenes? What is actually happening? He knows where to go.
I think it's firstly, I think it's a mundane scribe that's happening, or at the very least, mundane clairvoyance. It's both, really. It's depending on how close they are to the thing. That's what happens. It's a mundane scry and clairvoyance.
Elvon says the DM is the cartographer, which I do think is extremely relevant here in that a lot of what this is dealing with is what I think a person who would really like the cartography stuff to do would be like the actual task, like at the table or whatever of like, okay, you're moving down the like hall and then you're like actually drawing it, like the actually doing of the thing. But that human at the table is doing busy work then that the DM has already had to do to supply this information.
Mm-hmm.
That the DM has a finished map and
Yep.
you are making a worse version of that at the table.
Yep.
Which is a complication.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have a party, Ishmael, and you're going places, and you're going to do an adventure. You're going to go on a dungeon delve in a foreign place, all that stuff. You start out on your journey, and by incredible coincidence, a D20 roll declares that you meet a cartographer from that land. He's got all the maps of everything that you're going to need. It's the best. What use do we expect them to provide? Also, the attempt to type out Brana's backstory is apparently not allowed, as there's a 500 character limit apparently in messaging, which I did not know.
Yeah.
It's very funny. Send test. All right. I'll go get that in a sec. But this is relevant. What has been solved? So we certainly have a map of the dungeon now. That's definitely true. We can maybe plan out ambushes. We won't get ambushed.
Yep.
What else do you expect? We won't get like weather waylaid in a cave. Does that make sense? Like the scene where you're trying to go to a place and
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you end up is just like shivering in a cave.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
scene won't happen, is my
Right. You negate some overland travel hazards
Mhm.
by doing cartography good. You will mitigate or flat out negate overland travel hazards. Um, Now I understand. Uh, uh, I don't know the fancy words. Not having a negative is is not a positive. Like essentially, I made a thing not happen. So like going through your thing like, oh, you made a scene not happen.
Right.
So you can still have rain. It's just not going to be as bad. Is what you might want to do. And if there's a point, you know, um, uh, I haven't, this is where my psyche is crazy, and we talk about this. Hey everybody, I like to go crazy high on defense. I don't want to get hit. Like I'll accept it, but I don't want it. And
Which
everybody else,
actually is weird. Most players prefer to be hit a little.
yeah, and everybody else likes to get hit. Great, good on you guys. I don't want to get hit. I don't have. It's not in me. I don't like. I don't like almost any level of pain, even fictional pain. Um, and so I'm highly defensive. So I see it as a
Elephant makes note about finding things of use with your cartography skill, which I think is very relevant.
Yeah.
I was just saying, Elephant made a note about finding things with your cartography skill, which I think is relevant. In that maps are more than just the shape of a place, but also, there's little symbols, dragons be here and stuff like that.
Here.
You can find relevant.
Yes. I think I want to suggest a thing for the cartographer. Not only make the map, and this is the thing, and I jump on DM's crazy power game that they're playing. I think the cartographer should have the ability to place things. Yeah, literally that. Of like the cartographer, the better they do. So like I think it's mechanics. It's not just like I think I should do this. It's a roll, whatever, man. But yeah, it should be a roll and all that stuff.
Yes, that is right. That is right. Yes, ancient ruins.
I make it a roll.
Natural. There's a ravine here. Yes. This is the way you'd actually have to play it to make it work in an actual game. They would gain the ability to place these things.
Place the enemies or the inhabitants. Place the items, the treasures, the MacGuffins, the points of interest. They would place them. Yeah.
You could even say, okay, let's say that it takes. It's sort of a menu, is what I'm picturing. That your cartography ability is basically functions as a little menu of things, which can be of various expenses. So, like a village, is probably pretty inexpensive. The ability to just be like, there's a village near here is a sentence you should probably be able to say most of the time as a cartographer.
Yeah.
Sometimes that might even be powerful, where you're like, we're in the desert or we're in the mountains, and you can go, there's a village near here. That is you making that cave scene not happen. And
making another scene happen, which is
yes.
So that's good.
Which might be upsetting to some DMs. They're like, they wanted that scene. Well, you're playing a cartographer. One of the 4 people at your table wanted the ability to make that scene not happen. So, in fact, we are not starving in the desert and dying. There's a village near here. We're haggling with the locals because that's the scene I, as the cartographer, wanted to make. So things like village, or Elephant made a note before of like looking for spell ingredients or spell things now of like spell components. That's a great one. If your thing needs, whether it's like a natural resources or even like there's fucking
fire bloom extract and witherspoon and vector and guana. Yeah,
right. I can place those things all the way up to like the toppest level of those abilities would be wildly powerful things should be on that list. That if you're like the artifact is there, the ability for your character go, there is a dungeon where the artifact is in and it's near me. Like that's the ability that I have to kind of like spawn that thing into
existence. That's like DC 30.
Yes. That's very powerful, and it comes with additional complications to it, but to not get too sidetracked in it. The premise is that you're spawning these things into existence and they have increasing costs on a menu that you have. This is an exciting idea. And I assume that the coin that you're paying for this ability is not effort, is not HP, is not even gold, although that one of all of them would be the most excusable. I assume it's downtime. That you pay downtimes and you're like, I'm doing cartography in the background. Like, do we have time down after the adventure? I'm not going to do my like training in my back. I'm doing cartography and I store up one downtime. So I have the ability to go, there's a village near here. Like when you try to make me be in the desert sands, I'm going to say there's a village near here, which I actually just found on my cartographying this month. And as you devote down times to it, you get more and more and more stored up, which can allow you to have access to the higher and higher things, to be able to go like, there's a magical item near here. Like not even just a spell component. Like there is a great magical item near me now. Like there's dragons near me now, like within 1,000 feet of me. I know how to do it. I can make them be there and generate them into existence. Or even more actively, I really like the idea of like, there is a ravine there. Like we can escape. If we have some people who can fly, we can escape.
And that's totally what Indiana Jones did in Raiders of the Lost Ark. And the scene where he finds the Ark, he does good cartography. The Nazis and they're not able to find. They're digging in the wrong place, and he does a scene of good. He makes a good cartography check, and he's like, "It's here. It's right here. Here's where the Ark is. No more searching. No more like I found it. Exactly that."
I think that's a solid idea. I think that's doable. You know what's around you because you can make it. Like you can.
Yeah.
I have the Brana text, but I think probably the most valuable thing for me to do with it is to consume it and see if I can wrap of it into the like campaign stuff that we're doing. Read in a monologue fashion.
Thousands of years ago.
thousands of years ago in the future. I'm happy with that. I feel satisfied with that. We can make that cartographer. Make the downtime cartographer. All right, you happy with that, Ish? With this 3-hour stream that we've done out of nowhere?
And they gotta pay a little gold.
Yeah, that's a fair idea. Well, everyone, as we always do, we say actual goodbye with a song. With a song. All night long. And we sing a song to our friends. Thanks for hanging. Everyone, thanks for hanging. We had fun, but now we are done. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for hanging with me. Goodbye. Hey, Seth arrived to say goodnight. I'm glad. Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I like the idea of letting this thing that this is right now, like, form into something. Just let it kind of mold and flow into whatever this ends up being.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. And I won't share the time with anyone. Get out of here.
I've been cast aside. But I'm in this netherworld now. I'm formless, shapeless.
He's just in my little orb. It's just
Do the
my
other way.
little orb, boy. Away with you.
Battle of the Orbs, baby. This orb is
it's such a classic Seth move to join in 2 hours and 43 minutes into the podcast. Thanks for tuning in. The show will never end. I'm never gonna stop it, never gonna hit end stream. So you all have to live with me here. This is where we live. We're all dying here. And maybe songs are a big part of this. All right. Enough. I mean, all right. Hopefully we can all hang out next week, and
wait till you see the book we review next week. It's a
yeah. Hey, fucking, we've got a bunch of people. Let's do that. What kind of book you all want to see us review? We can do something. What was it? You want to do something 5e?
So yeah, pick what
3E?
era. 2E, 3E, or 5E. Pick the era.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, we like the AD&D stuff, but 3E books have a lot of interesting stuff in it. 5e has almost nothing interesting, but that in itself is interesting. Like, that they're bad is fun and noteworthy. Oh, that's such a great idea. Rose says that we should always say it ahead of time, so that theoretically someone could read it with us, or at least check it out and see what the deal is.
That makes sense,
right? Yeah, because we don't have a concrete plan for this one. We had some ideas, but no concrete plan. Yeah, that's fair.
I had a general idea of, just because of volume and interest, of review like 3 uh, secondhand books, 2 third ed books, and then 1 5 ed book. Like that would be the ratio in this rotate with that.
Psionics Handbook would be fun. That'd be a fun one. We could do Psionics Handbook. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm doing a bad job. There we go. Hmm. We freaking. There we go. Finally. Yeah, we got a million book options. Book of Vile Darkness is also crazy. Complete Arcane is fun. There's a bunch of sorcery stuff in there. Complete Psionic is just the worst version of that other Psionics one. Xanathar's is a 5e book that people like. Complete Warrior is totally reviewable. There's some cool stuff in Complete Warrior. Yeah, it looks like Psionic Handbook's in the lead.
Which one? That one?
The real one.
The real one? Oh man.
Drop
I don't know. I don't know about that book. I better get reading on it.
All right, if there's no changes, that's it. It's going to be Expanded Psionics Handbook
Oh boy.
as our next review. You must be excited. We're opening up so hot so early.
Oh man.
Expanded Psionics Handbook. It's not even magic. I'm just going to put it in this big farty rank right away.
Yeah. Doesn't even matter. It's no Dungeons or Dragons. It's the EPH. Hispanic Psionics Handbook.
Yeah. What the hell are they talking about? All right. We can all assume that that's where it's going to end up. I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah. Let's just. I'll give it a once over and then just to confirm.
Yeah, we'll give it a quick check to see. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe it's got some like usable stuff in it, and it's like gnomes and halflings, and like I don't know. Maybe here. We'll have to see. Ooh, Seth makes an interesting call for Curse of Strahd.
Yes, the biggest, baddest 5e book there is. That one, brother, we could do that. That's that.
I see Curse of Strahd. 2 Castle. It used to be called Expedition to Castle Ravenloft, which is the 3rd ed version of it. I'm embarrassed to say I didn't even know that was true.
Yeah, there's a vision of it for every edition since first. Yeah.
Who knew?
I think there's a 1st ed version, 2nd ed, 3rd.
I'd be interested in that too. I have to say, because this would be new for me. I mean, obviously, we're doing
the 5e one.
Yeah, we'll do the 5e one, but I don't know this. I would be very interested to check what this shit is.
Right. I've seen this image and I knew they did it. but I've never touched this.
Yeah.
The third ed version. I've never touched it. Scouts Honor. Yeah. So yeah. We could. I don't know. Want to do this one first?
I do. I think it would be more rewarding than us doing the psionics book. We know how that one's gonna
go. Okay. I'm not. There's no argument. It's going in one of those tiers, and that's where it belongs.
But yeah, that's a great idea. I'm excited about this Expedition to Castle Raven. I didn't even know that there was a third ed version of it.
Or Straw, yeah.
2006.
20 years ago. In the year 2000.
That's crazy because like Ravenloft, you know, I know.
Right.
But like that's such an old thing, and I know that it's made a big stamp in the modern day. The third ed one might be very bad, is maybe what we're learning, that it like fell out of relevance completely.
Yeah. That the context clues that we have, that's one of that's what we're getting. Could be infamously bad.
I'm sending a sneaky text to one of our sneaky viewers. But that won't be relevant. That's what we're doing for the next one. That's honestly a really cool idea. I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah, everybody. If you can get your hands on it, give it a read as well.
All right. Fucking Castle Ravenloft in 2 weeks. Next week, our proper big deal show. Ready to rock and roll. For the 9th time. We'll say goodbye with just 2 or 3 more songs.
Man, it's like Led Zeppelin now. No.
It's just more and more encores. You're like, I want to go. All right. Bye, Rosie. Bye, everyone, and also bye, Ish. Thanks for hanging out as always, brother.
You got it.
Talk to you soon.